Yo guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we've got a big video. We are doing Championship and Premier League games for the Boxing Day fixtures. So excited for this. The Premier League is officially back. I thought my vlog was going to be the last video I was going to do, but nope, this is the last video before Christmas, guys. So Merry Christmas to you all. Sorry we're going up either on Christmas Eve or possibly even Christmas Day. So yeah, wherever you're seeing this, hope you have a Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good day. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Before we do that though, make sure to like, subscribe if you're new, comment your score predictions for these Boxing Day fixtures. I'm going to put the Prediction League update on the community tab very soon, so just keep your eyes peeled on the community tab for the Prediction League update. And also, a few of you guys were involved in my sweepstake that I did for the World Cup, and the winner was in fact Jerry. So congratulations to Jerry. I believe he is one of Joe's friends. He had Argentina and they of course went ahead and won the World Cup, so he is the winner of my sweepstake. So shout out to you, Jerry, if you're watching this. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the first game, which is Watford going up against Millwall. Now Watford got a 2-0 win away at Huddersfield last weekend. Millwall's game against Luton got postponed, but their last result before their game got postponed was a 1-1 draw against Wigan. Watford are doing all right at the moment. Millwall have struggled a bit since coming back, so I think Watford might just edge this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Watford. The next game to predict is Sunderland going up against Blackburn. Now Sunderland, they did all right, considering they had 10 men for most of the game against Hull. A little frustrating for them to succeed late on, but they did get a 1-1 draw in the end. Could have been worse for them because Estupiñán missed a penalty for Hull, so there's a very big chance they could have lost that to London, but they got a point in the end. Blackburn, they beat Norwich 2-0, but then followed up with a disappointing 4-1 defeat at home in the cup to Forest. That's two back-to-back 4-1 defeats at home, but so that's a bit concerning. But they are away, to be fair. Blackburn are facing their former manager sides, to Tony Mowbray. So it's Tony Mowbray going against his former club, and I think he's going to do well against his former club. I think Sunderland are going to win 2-0. The next game to predict is Bristol City going up against West Brom. See, Bristol City lost 2-1 to Stoke, which is very disappointing. West Brom, however, they dispatched Rotherham 3-0. They got a very good result. Well, at the weekend they did, but I just remembered they also lost 1-0 to Coventry in midweek, with Coventry's rescheduled game due to it was either their queen passed away or because they couldn't play because of the pitch. But anyway, their rescheduled game, they did beat West Brom 1-0 with a late penalty from Victor Gyökeres. They did deserve it. Coventry, West Brom didn't really look all that good, but Coventry were the team dominating. But before that, West Brom did go on quite a really good run. So I'm not sure about this one. I'm not that confident. I think the Baggies may sneak a win here. I'm going to go 2-1 to West Brom, unfortunately. I don't see us winning, unfortunately, but hopefully I'm wrong. But anyways, that is my prediction. The next game we are going to do is Hull versus Blackpool. Now, Hull, as I previously mentioned, got a 1-1 draw with Sunderland. A bit frustrating for them because they had a man advantage for most of the game, and Estupiñán had a great chance from the penalty spot, but he missed, unfortunately. But then they did get quite a late equaliser, so a point salvaged in the end for them. Blackpool, They got a 1-1 draw against Cardiff. They sneaked that draw. Cardiff did look quite dominant, but they didn't really look that clinical in front of goal, which has been a problem for them really this season. Not scored too many goals, Cardiff. But in this game, I do think there will be a lot of goals. It's a very big game. It's literally 21st versus 22nd. And I think it'll be a very high scoring draw. I've gone for a 2-2 draw in this one. The next game to predict is Preston going up against Huddersfield. Now Preston narrowly lost 1-0 to QPR at the weekend. Huddersfield lost 2-0 to Watford. Now Huddersfield do not look good at the moment. It's got to be said, getting cut adrift right down at the bottom of the table. And I do think Preston will win this one. I think it'll be tight, but I'm going to go 1-0 to Preston. The next game to predict is Rotherham going up against Stoke. Now, Rotherham lost 3-0 to West Brom last weekend. Stoke beat us 2-1. I think Stoke could get another 2-1 here. Rotherham haven't been on the best of form since coming back, at least. So, yeah, I think Stoke going to get another 2-1 win here. 2-1 Stoke in this one. Next game to predict is Sheffield United going up against Coventry. Sheffield United, who did they beat or who did they play? I'm struggling to remember who Sheffield United played. Oh yeah, that's it, Wigan. They beat Wigan 2-1 on Monday night. Coventry on Wednesday night beat West Brom 1-0. But this will be a very tough place to go for Coventry. I'm not sure if Coventry can pick up anything here. I might have to go 2-1 to Sheffield United in this one. Can just see Sheffield United edging it with the home crowd behind them. So that's my prediction, 2-1 to the Blades. And then the next game to predict is Cardiff going up against QPR. Cardiff drew 1-1 with Blackpool. Bit frustrating for them because they dominated the game, but they just couldn't take their chances. QPR got a 1-0 win against Preston, of course. And I think we're going to sneak another one here. Cardiff, as you know, they haven't been on the best of form. They're like 20th in the league, I'm pretty sure. QPR are doing well. Under new management of Neil Critchley now, got off to a really good start with a 1-0 win against Preston. And I think we're going to get a 1-0 win here. I'm going to go 1-0 to QPR in this one. And then the next game to predict is Luton going up against Norwich. So Luton's game, obviously, against Millwall got postponed. But the game before that, they narrowly lost 2-1 to Middlesbrough in the dying moments of the game. Norwich lost 2-0 to Blackburn at home. That was a disappointing result for Norwich. I can see this being a mad goal fest, to be fair. This is one of my mad predictions I'm going for. I'm going to go for a 3-2 win for Norwich in this one. I can see it being an absolutely mad game here. So yeah, 3-2 in that one. The next game to predict is Reading going up against Swansea. So Reading lost 3-2 to Birmingham. Reading did have all the chances, but Birmingham were way too more clinical against Reading. And Swansea, of course, they came back against Coventry from 3-0 down to salvage a point in a 3-0 draw. That was a very good comeback for Swansea, that. Reading do not look that good at the moment. I think they're just continuously just going to slip down the table in the second half of the season. I think they might have enough to survive, but yeah, another poor season for Reading I'm predicting for them. So in this game, I think Swansea are gonna be really dominant. I'm going to say it's going to be a 3-1 win for the Swans in this one. And then the last championship game to predict is Burnley going up against Birmingham. Now, Burnley, who did they play last weekend? I'm struggling to remember. Oh, God. I know Birmingham, of course, beat Reading 3-2. Who did Burnley play? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, we have a Burnley played. Oh yeah, very good. Middlesbrough. Burnley beat Middlesbrough 3-1. So yeah, that was a very good result for um, Burnley. I was just thinking, actually, we still got one more game after this to predict. I've missed out Wigan versus Middlesbrough anyway. But yeah, back to this game. Burnley versus Birmingham. Burnley 3-1 winning against Middlesbrough last weekend. Conor Roberts got sent off though, so I don't know. I can see Birmingham snatching a draw here at Turf Moor. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. Right, so the actual final game to predict is Middlesbrough versus Wigan. Apologies, I did miss this one out earlier, but yeah, Middlesbrough of course lost 3-1 to Burnley last weekend, and Wigan lost 2-1 to Sheffield United. I think though Middlesbrough will bounce back with the home crowd behind them. And Middlesbrough got a 4-1 win against Wigan last time out. They played each other, so I think they're going to win again. Don't think it'll be as heavy. I do think they'll win. I'm going to go 2-1, not 3-1, sorry, 2-1 to Middlesbrough. I can't even count. God, what's going on in this video? I've been struggling to remember stuff but anyway, let's just move on to the Premier League predictions. The first game is Brentford going up against Tottenham. There's been a lot of talk about Brentford recently over their striker Ivan Toney. I mean, what is going to happen with him with all his betting scandals and all that? So yeah, there's a real ambiguity of what's going to happen to Toney next. Tottenham, however, they do have a World Cup winner in their squad now, Christian Romero. And yeah, I feel like Tottenham should have enough to win this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Tottenham. The next game is Crystal Palace versus Fulham. Both teams doing alright this season. I can't really see anything separating these two sides. So, you know, I've just gone for a 1-1 draw. Next game, I do believe, yeah, is Everton versus Wolves. Yeah, both teams just really not doing that well at the moment. Both in a relegation scrap. Wolves far worse off, bottom of the league. So I think this would be a bored draw, to be honest. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw in this one. Next game to predict is Leicester versus Newcastle. This is funny actually because both these teams drew each other in the Carabao Cup quarter-final draw last night, although that game is at St James's Park rather than the King Power. But anyways, you know, Newcastle are a good team, you know. They're actually doing very well this season, you know. They could actually get top 4, which is absolutely mad considering where they were last season, or first half at least under Steve Bruce. But anyway, I feel like this should be a very tight game. I feel like Newcastle just sneak a win here. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to the Magpies in this one. The next game to predict is Southampton going up against Brighton. The Southampton booked themselves into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup by beating Lincoln, who beat us, which, yeah, I don't really want to talk about. Yeah, they beat them 2-1, coming from 1-0 down, and now they play Man City at home in the quarterfinals. Brighton, shockingly, lost 5-3 on pens, I do believe, to Charlton. Away at Charlton in the cup after a 0-0 draw, which is crazy considering they beat Arsenal in the round before. Brighton did, anyway. But back to Premier League for Brighton now. Will McAllister come back and play the first game in the Premier League, or is he still celebrating his World Cup win with Argentina? It's still crazy that Brighton have a World Cup winner in their squad. But yeah, I do think Brighton will get back to winning ways. I've gone for a 2-0 win for Brighton in this one. The next game to predict is Aston Villa going up against Liverpool. Aston Villa, of course, have a World Cup winner in their squad, Emi Martinez. He's an absolute legend. Honestly, all the saves he was making and all that. But I do think Liverpool just win this one. Of course, they did narrowly lose 3-2 to Man City in the cup last night. Nunez, though, he was missing a few sitters. did not have a good game. But I feel like Liverpool can bounce back away at Villa. I've gone for a 2-1 win to Liverpool. Next game to predict is Arsenal going up against West Ham. Yeah, Arsenal is still doing very well, top of the table. West Ham, they're on a bit of inconsistent form at the moment. They shouldn't worry about relegation yet, but they continue to be on this bad run of form, and they could slip back down in there to the relegation scrap. But yeah, I think this will be comfortable for Arsenal at home. I'm going 3-1. The next game to predict is Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth narrowly lost 1-0 to Newcastle in the Cup. And I think they're going to narrowly lose again here, unfortunately. I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-0 to Chelsea. Next thing to predict is Man United going up against Nottingham Forest. Man United beat Burnley 2-0 in the Cup. Forest smashed Blackburn 4-1. Although Forest will be without Dean Henderson here. Some people think it's going to be a walkover for Man United. I don't think it will be, but I do think Man United will win. I'm going to say 2-1 to Man United. And the final game to predict in the Premier League is Leeds versus Man City. Leeds, first game back, Man City beat Liverpool 3-2. I think it'll be 2-1 to Man City. But yeah, there we go. There's my predictions, guys. Make sure to get predictions down in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.